Welcome back to the program. It's Global Morning Weekend Edition, and this is a Sunday edition of the program. It's a program where we get you entertained, enlightened, educated as we run with the latest information making rounds in town. My name is Ubong Usoro, welcoming you to the program. As usual, I have Sadia Yakubu just by my side. Very good morning to you, Sadia.
Good morning, Ubong Usoro, my big guy. How was your Saturday and how's today Sunday?
All right, my Saturday was amazing. I had a good Saturday. I used the whole day to rest and do a lot of other things. So
yeah,
it was fine.
For me, I would have to manage myself today because we're still fasting.
Oh, yeah, but I know that you'll be done with fasting very soon.
Inshallah.
All
right, good morning to all our viewers, wherever you're watching from around the world. From here in Abuja Global Television, saying good morning. My name is Sadia Yakubu.
All right, so when we come on the program, we'll get to learn new things, have information, and have fun together. And we'll start the process with a newspaper.
Yeah, newspaper review. And when we come back from the short break, we're going straight to the newspaper review to give you information, tell you what's happening around in Nigeria and outside the country, to keep you informed about happenings in their country, like I said earlier. So don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust our multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe.
All right, so welcome back to the program. This is where we get to look at the papers and look at what the papers are saying to have ourselves educated and informed. Sadia will walk us through that this morning. Good morning, Sadia.
Once again, good morning, Ubong Sarah. So our first paper for today is Sunday Punch.
All right.
Yeah, Sunday Punch, and the lead story is saying, why B Haram, that's Boko Haram, ISWAP after military bases. That's why they are after military bases.
Go ahead.
So security sources raise alarm over deadly attack on army formations. My son crying on battlefield, said soldiers' mom. Federal government order strategy shift. And that's on page 4 of Sunday Punch.
All right, other stories that we have says Nigerians hit as Iran rains missiles on UAE. The story is on page 12.
All right, I haven't slept since kidnappers demanded 100 million from my brother's sibling. Page 28.
So sad. Reconciliation Wike PDP governors camp held talk on Monday.
Madrid football mourns as 1980 Afghan hero Mosu dies, and that's on page 29.
Impatience behind high divorce rate. Octotherian married for 53 years. Absolutely, that is true.
NYSC delay traps thousands of poly graduates. Our lives are on hold, say HND, that is Higher National Diploma holders. Page 3.
Police probe Edo school management after students' expulsion. Is on page 26.
All right, I think that's all from my side.
All right, so I'd just like to comment on Henry Nwosu death, 1980 superstar. I got to speak to Henry last year on the phone. I was doing a report and I had to reach out to him, and he spoke very, very glowingly. And from that encounter, I could see somebody who was very responsive. At that time, he was coaching, I think in one of these states as a football coach at the time. And it just speaks to how you know, the story says he died in Lagos State Teaching Hospital. And we could talk about how those who contributed to Nigeria sometimes are forgotten. Remember that these jobs are not pensionable jobs. They have to go ahead to make something out of themselves. It's a job that you can make so much money in a short period of time. But if you are not careful, you know, if you are not business-minded, if you are not investment conscious, you may not be able to invest that money, and you may turn poor in a short period of time too, right? So imagine making 50 billion US dollars or 50 billion naira in just 3 years, and after that you have to stay maybe 60 more years. So sometimes we see a lot of our ex-internationals suffer and die. But for me, I think they should call out the Nigerian government. We should make this job pensionable. For anybody who is able to get on the Nigerian team, we should give them at least some level of pension, because they are sacrificing for the nation. I think that will bring out more motivation. But congratulations to, sad condolences, I meant, to the family of Henry Nwosu and the Nigerian national team and Nigeria as a whole for missing and losing this legend at a young age. For me, it's a young age of 64.
64 is a young age. But then our sympathy, our heartfelt condolences to the family of the late 1980, right?
Yeah, 1980 AFCON winner. And just before we go to Sadia, there's a story here that says impatience is behind a high rate of divorce. There's a lot
you want us to talk about that? Fine, let's talk about it.
There's a lot of impatience today in the world
from
both parties. From both parties, everybody. And I think that for any friendship, relationship, business, partnership, anything that you have to ship with another person, you need some level of patience.
Whether in the office, like you stated, or wherever you find yourself.
To even work with me.
Talking about marriage, you know, sometimes some of my gender, they feel like, no, I know my right. This is my right. This is this, this is that. I can't take this. If you know you want to get married, you have to be tolerant. You have to watch the level of things you say to your husband or his family, your children even. You understand? You don't come and start bragging. Even though I know that, yes, we have some of your own gender that sometimes they behave abnormal. You get... They behave very abnormal. But then, in marriage, they still expect women to be more patient. But then you find out that let me just use this word, Gen Zs now, most of them, a lot of them even want to get married. And some of them, if they want to get married, they want to get married because of that wedding ceremony. Oh, I'm putting on this. I'm doing this. My wedding is very expensive. I wore this. I did this occasion like this. And then find out after marriage, everything collapsed. Okay, there were someone told me something in January. He said he traveled from Niger to Gwagwalada for a wedding. All right. On his way going back to Mina on Sunday, they called him that the marriage has
scattered. We read that story.
I now asked him what happened. The number one thing he told me was lies. He said the guy, that is the husband, that is the man and the woman, both lied to each other. And then when they came together and then found out that this guy has lied to me, you two have lied to me, they had to go their separate ways. He said, let me use the language, he said, where we say I borrow money, go wedding.
It's painful.
Now,
it's painful.
The wedding is no more. The wedding to him is dead, on his way going back. So things like this, I think before getting married, both the man and the woman, or the guy and the lady, should be opened to each other during courtship, that is during relationship. The essence of relationship is to understand each other to some certain level. I know you can't understand human being completely, no, but then to some extent you can understand the partner, the person you're going into that courtship called marriage. That's a journey, a lifetime journey. All right, so that you know, this is who I am, this is what I have. Are you willing to manage? You know, we have a lot of my gender that if you don't have, they will just, you know, they will abandon you. So some of your own gender are trying to kind of patch up to show them that, yes, I have the capacity. So let's go into this. Let's try this journey. And when you get in, you now find out that there is nothing there. It's just packaging. Packaging. And then before you know, they will start thinking of leaving. They will leave immediately. They wouldn't want. All right, we don't need to go to court before we get divorced. But you need to go to court. Me, immediately they will say, Bani Seki. They will just give you the Seki, that is the divorce in Hausa, and there you go.
It's sad.
So I think, I think parents should please talk to their children. Your male child, your female child, tell them about patience. Teach them about tolerance. The person you're going to get married to or you're in a relationship with, don't just buy shawarma, pizza, let him buy expensive iPhones or send you money without you knowing his real attitude. Even if I know you can't know someone 100%, but at least to some extent you would know. Be plain, be truthful. That's when you see that they can tolerate each other to some extent.
I think we need to start a masterclass on relationship and you'll be the teacher because I can host and we need to think about that. But what you've said, it's actually very true. Thank you so much. Let's let's check the Nation's newspaper this morning. The Nation's newspaper lead story says Tinubu performing well, right, across key sectors, says Gowon. We had General Yakubu Gowon, who was at the State House yesterday to visit with the president, and he came out to say that Tinubu is performing well across key sectors. President doing his best to tackle security challenges. APC hits ADC over poverty report, defends Tinubu's reforms. All
right, and from me, CBN, that is the Central Bank of Nigeria, sets 18 as minimum age for BVN registration, introduces output option for instant bank transfer, and that's on page 8 in case you're interested on that story.
PDP disowns Turaki's factions registration exercise to begin fresh registration exercise next week.
All right, Lagos reintroduces monthly environmental sanitation exercise, and that's on page 37 with Sanwo-Olu, Deputy Local, what is that, Obum? Help me out.
I'm trying to see that. Okay, yeah.
State officials
to clean up Mushin
corridor. I think reintroducing this monthly environmental sanitation exercise is very, very good. If not for anything, for our health.
I agree.
Yeah, for our health, because you find out that some waterways, you see dirt inside, and these waterways, you find out that it goes into some people's houses or another water that can be useful. Some people drink from that water.
True.
So someone like you defecating, urinating, throwing dirt into gutter, let me use that word gutter, it's not good. But with the sanitation, I think we are good to go. So kudos to Lagos State.
Right, I think I absolutely agree, because I remember while growing up, we used to have this monthly sanitation. I think it was third Saturday in Akwa Ibom. Any day, people rarely even go out till 12. A lot of persons will use that time to do cleaning, and we really need to do
I think Kano State as well, theirs is last Saturday of every month, and then my state has also introduced the sanitation. But it's also Saturday now.
But I don't think we have such in the FCT.
I really don't think we have such. But it will be a nice one if Wike that is the Minister of FCT, also introduced the monthly sanitation in Abuja. Because sometimes if you go around some areas, you see dirt by the roadside, you see dirt in the... we sure need this in Abuja.
All right, I understand. Another story says more pressure on oil markets as U.S. bombs Iran's energy hub. That story is on page number 5. It says presidency to be strategic reserve for solution to price hike. I think that's all the story.
All from the Nation newspaper, and up next is the Sunday Vanguard.
All right, Vanguard newspaper. What's the story, Sania?
No petrol, no food for Nigeria, and that's on page 11. The farmers worries over rising cost of fuel, in which in windfall, Nigerian earns more dollars as people feel under staggering cost of living.
Yes, as people feel under staggering cost of living.
Yeah, staggering cost of living. Then how higher energy and input costs could impact manufacturing, aviation, logistics, customers, goods companies. Mude Yusuf, experts.
All right, other story says Makinde, Bala, Turaki, others face tough options as Wike-backed PDP sets condition to accept them.
All right, terrorists kill 20 in Plateau ambush. That's on page 7.
Today's North as indices of human suffering worse than Ethiopia in 1985, ex-UN systems advisor.
Our children are not alcoholics. PTA tackles NAFDAC.
Nigerian, 141 others injured as U.S. Embassy in Baghdad hit by missile.
All right, military terrorists in tit-for-tat. Army bases attacked. Top officers killed. ISWAP commanders eliminated.
Henry Nwosu, 1980 AFCON youngest winner, dies after illness. Is on page 20 of the newspaper.
All right, I think that's it for Sunday Vanguard from my side. All right, I think we have a story there. School bullying rocks Edo, and that's on page 7. Yeah, I came across a video where a student was bullying his fellow student, and I will have another one recorded, doing video record. So that was very, very bad. You don't bully your fellow students. You don't bully them. If you want to bully anybody, you go to the zoo. That's where you see animals to bully. I didn't know this would come up. I would have sourced out for the video, so that you watch and see the way this guy was bullying his fellow students, matching the guy as if, just like what would you watch in most of these American films. That was what the guy was doing.
Very sad, and for the school, I've seen that the government wants to have a talk with the management of the school, and the school has expelled him.
Yes, I saw the video.
That's a step in the right direction, because such a student should not let him go to the bush.
Let him just go to the bush, or let him go to the zoo. He will see animals that he will bully. They will bully him. Animals like lions.
They bully each other.
Yeah. So let's move to the next newspaper, which is Sunday Hope. Sunday Hope newspaper. Lead stories say military eliminates 30 terrorists, rescues several captives in 1 week.
Oh, all right. That's very good. Please take the next story.
All right, the next story, recruitment. Police nab 2 applicants with forged NECO results. But wait, Ubong Usoro, what do you think about these applicants with forged NECO results? You know, not even only applicants, even among the well-to-do people, we still have them with forged certificates. All right.
A lot of persons forge certificates. I remember when I was in school those days, and a lot of things happen. People even tell you, I will not pay departmental dues. The time when lecturers are checking, they'll have departmental dues. When you know they did not pay.
So how did they get
Yeah, they forge these documents, and sometimes the lecturers do not have the facilities to detect.
As you're talking about this, I just recalled one incident that happened last week. I think Farouk, I forgot, is it Perugi Farouk, one social media person like that. He exposed one guy, Ismail, that the guy used Halima Tawheed or Halima someone to scam people online. He will tell you he's schooling at Dusema, one school in Kasana, and then he has left the school and he's back to BUK. That is Barry University, Kano. And then he wants to pay his school fees another levy. So he used that to beg people for money online, to scam people online. Now, he didn't even stop at only that Farouk I'm talking about. He did this, what's it called? This is acts. He did like 15 people with the same stories, telling you he needs 80,000, 100,000, 250, this and that. So, and then BUK is one school that they don't joke with their integrity. Bio University don't compromise. From the gates, if you're entering the school gates, the security men, they can chase you away before you even enter the school. So when this man published the act of forgery for this guy online, people started coming out with their own evidence, like proof. Those that even gave him money. You understand? Why would he, now the question is, why would he lie? All right, you've done the first one. Why should you repeat it again?
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing about criminality. They just keep doing it.
They will keep doing it. They will keep doing it. So people started coming out. At first, I felt, maybe he needed the money for something. The second person came, the third person came, the fourth person came with evidence, like screenshots of the same stories. The same story he's telling Mr. A is what he's telling Mr. B, telling Mr. C. Someone even said he asked him to share some of this evidence with him, and he did. So he was shocked. He couldn't believe that that's fake.
Sad. We have a lot of people doing certificate racketeering. We've even heard of people who go outside the country and go to schools that they can buy certificates and buy. So some of these things, but on the long run, it will tell, right? Thank God now we don't have strike in our education system again.
Yeah, thank God.
Right. So you can get into school 4 years and you are done. People that are going to school in 2023, they're in final year now. Just 2023 yesterday, they're in final year. So you can, instead of going to cut corners, why not sit down and get it the right way? But it's well with them. Let's see how we could finish up with the papers.
Yes.
Is there any other story you want to take there?
No, from me, that's all. All right. NEMA alerts on fire, disasters, health risk as temperature rises. So please, you have to be careful. If you're going out, make sure you put off all your appliances. Put it off. If you know you're done using your fan, please put it off. Don't leave it on. Let's be vigilant since we are having alerts from NEMA.
Right, absolutely. And also, if you are burning, maybe you wanted to put off fire maybe you're cooking and all of that. Please make sure that you off that
properly.
Fire and before you leave that place.
With enough water.
Yeah, because the environment is very dry and you could just get into here and before you know, you can spark a whole fire. But let's take the last newspaper for this morning, which is the Independent newspaper, Sunday edition. The lead story says, anxiety returns over upsurge of Barasha's banditry. Stakeholders reject call for defense minister sack. Pope Leo warns over killings in Nigeria.
All right. Bigger locations, bigger depth, the paradox of Nigerian states.
All right. Another story says, why election results change in transit? Professor Sam Ogu, Benue resident electoral commissioner.
All right, 2027, PDP's fresh, that's our People's Democratic Party, fresh reconciliation moves kindled optimism among leaders, and that's on page 17.
All right, so that's the much we can take this morning for our newspaper segments. Let's go for a short break, and when we're back, we get straight into our discussion segment this morning.
Yeah, so in case you're interested in any of the headlines from any of the dailies, you can just grab a copy and get informed and get full details about the stories.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back after now. We'll get to see you. Stay with us.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
Our language, our vibrant culture and colorful tradition, our industrious and hospitable people. This is Nigeria, a nation that prides itself in abundant human and natural resources. From east to west, north to south, we sparkle, we shine, we have a common bond. Fellow Nigerians, let's do away with ethnic, religious and regional sentiments that divide us as a people. God has blessed us and empowered us to find strength in diversity. Let's make our faith and way of worship our source of unity as we build a nation that stays united. Nigeria, together today, together always. This is a public announcement brought to you by Global Television.
At Witchtech Cables, we don't just make cables, we deliver excellence. Our products are built with advanced technology, trusted for their unmatched quality and durability. With a wide range of cables, swift delivery, and continuous innovation, we stay ahead of the market demand. We are proudly Nigerian, fully indigenous, yet world-class. Backed by a professional team, strong technical support, and a deep commitment to customer satisfaction. Witchtech Cables is more than a brand, it's a promise. Witchtech Cables, quality cables better than the best.
Welcome back to the program. Here we get to discuss something very interesting, and today we are looking at nation building as we look at developing entrepreneurial mindset in Nigeria. And we have joining us to help make sense of this discussion Tega Obayabuna, who is an entrepreneur who has done a lot of businesses and a lot of work around real estate sector, catering, social development, and every other thing that she's done. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
How is Abuja?
Abuja is good. I'm getting to know Abuja very well.
Right. Let's talk about how did you become an entrepreneur, and what's the process of becoming an entrepreneur and choosing, I want to do something for myself? Was it that you were not employed, or you just felt you applied for some jobs you did not get and you decided to look inward? What was the process for you?
The process for me was a smooth one, because I actually never liked being on the average side. I've always wanted to own my own business and do things myself. So after leaving the university, I met this group of persons that were into MLM, that's multi-level marketing. And they caught me with their everything they were into. They were into building wealth. They were into providing solution for those who have challenges. They were also creating job opportunities for those who believe in salary. And they had so much incentives that when you get involved, you kind of benefit so much. And I was interested, it got me. So I said, okay, I'm in. And really, as I started, there was a target at that time to travel in 3 weeks if you meet their target. So while trying to meet their target, every other one was falling into place. So I learned about the business in just 2 weeks, and I started giving their health seminar lectures. So in a short while, I've brought in people into the business who were keen about getting salary. Because in the business, it's a network marketing business. If you bring in one person, then it was 30,000, and I targeted bringing in 10 persons every month. While I was doing that, I was getting my points for international travels. I was doing Health Talk. So I was creating solutions for those who had health challenges, and I was seeing it work. So I was into it, and in less than 6 weeks, I was qualified for their first trip. So I wasn't just making money, I qualified for a free expense trip to South Africa.
All right, so that was a journey for you. So when you were done with that, you decided that I have to do something myself.
Yeah, I was not really fulfilled. I already had the idea of catering. I was already doing catering, and I was still doing it, but that one took my attention. After a while, I realized that I'm fulfilling somebody else's dream. Why don't I do my own business? That is focused on my own catering business. And I started with Tea's Kitchen. I became known as Tea's Kitchen, family food. Then later I registered catering business, catering masters rather, which I'm still using now as a caterer in Edo State, Benin State. I'm very popular, they know me there. But then I was still not fulfilled. I still knew that there was something missing. So I became a contractor, started supplying building materials to companies. And while I was doing that, I joined a Japanese company that were into building. I opened my first building company in 2020. Got my first building work, apart from supplying building materials, got my first building contract to build a church in 2022. I finished the building, still doing my building material, and that was when real estate clicked. I said, oh, this is it. I'm going into real estate.
So that's like a lot of things that you've done over time, right? And in different fields of life, going from one to the other, and all of this, and that's very beautiful. So I'd like to ask, in this work, have you seen challenges? Because a lot of persons in Nigeria will look at the country and they are like, it's very challenging in Nigeria. Things are difficult in the country. to get by, you need to know somebody, you need to have connection. So for those listening to you and they're just thinking, oh, I have my own catering business, but the only person patronizing me are my family members. Or I have a real estate company and I don't have people patronize me. So how do you get yourself to be known so that you can have this patronage from people?
In real estate, I'm actually trying to be known, and I just thought to be known, I have to, just like my early beginning in the other businesses, I studied the business. I knew the literature. So in real estate now, I need to know more about real estate, as in everything that has to do with real estate, the laws, the tax, regulations, whatever that's, controlling it, and investments, getting used to mentors. And that's what I want to know more in real estate, because to succeed, and I don't see the challenges as anything because I like challenges. I can face it, but I need to equip myself more so that I can face the globe and Abuja market.
Right. So for persons who are listening to you and they're asking you now, how do they go through? You say you love challenges. What are some of the things you can point to them as to how they can also go through these challenges if they're facing it, for young people, even for elderly people who may want to go through some things in their life?
Well, the challenge is real estate is a long-term business. It's not about profit, quick profit. It's a legacy. Right. So you need to know more about it before you jump into it, because you won't get the money fast. You need to know about the laws of the land, the people in charge. Marketing, to me, is not too difficult because I've done marketing before. I'm still doing marketing.
So you love marketing. A lot of people run away from marketing departments. I've worked in organizations that if you tell people, I'll send you to the marketing department, they start running, say, you don't like me. So how come you even love marketing?
Life is about buying and selling.
Right.
So I don't want to be the one buying. I buy, I love to buy. I love good things, but I must sell. So if I must get from you, you must also get from me. It becomes vice versa. I'm going to the very basic foundation. It has always been trade by barter. It's still trade by barter if you look at it, because you get your goods, you pay for your service. So if whatever I'm exchanging with you, you are giving me what I want. That's how I see.
So how do you meet people to let them know that these are the goods you have?
Yeah, the goods I have. Before then, I used to do one-on-one, we'll call it prospecting then, that's one-on-one talk. But I realized that to get attention, I need to come out to have a large market. So I decided to go into internet to market my product, which is what I'm doing now. So I'm trying to get used to all the technologies that has to do with, marketing online. Because I know that's where the reach is. That's where the market is. So everything that will make it possible for me, that's a challenge. I don't see it as a challenge. I'm trying to understand it. So that's where any other person may see as a challenge.
Right. So let's talk about young people. When you look at Nigerians today, do you see the same zeal that you had during your time? You say you finished school, you looked at it and said, I can do this, and you decided to tread the young path. A lot of persons complain of unemployment. A lot of persons say they've not gotten employment. When you meet those kind of people, what do you say to them?
Well, I see this set of people as lazy people. They don't want, because actually, if you can think, there's a book that says think and get rich. So you have the capacity to think wide, to think big. They are just after quick cash. They are after salary. So it's like they dream. They are killing their own dreams by themselves.
But there are people that earn more by $1 billion in salary.
Yeah, some people are called for salary. Some people are called for wealth. Not everybody can be a millionaire. Some people are meant to be drivers. They remain drivers because they want to remain small.
They are meant to be drivers.
Yeah, because somebody must drive you. Somebody must cook for you. But if you have that wealth and creation, you have that mind to be big, to control money, to make people not just work for you, to create platform for people to earn a living. Of course, the sky is your springboard. So I see them as lazy graduates. In my time, well, it's not about being lazy. I always thought of, what do I do to give to people? What service can I render? Yeah, though I read a good course, but that notwithstanding.
What did you read in school?
Funny enough, I read law. I also did business administration, business
You
administration.
studied law,
Yeah, I
and
studied
you decided to go into catering and do your own business.
Yeah. That is then when I got married. My husband was not in Nigeria, and I didn't want to practice because I'm so that's what I do. I needed attention for the children. So I just thought, what is that thing that will give me
time?
I have time to do it, to give me money. I create value, and I can cook very well. Bingo! Before you know it.
You started your business, right? So let's look at one of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs in Nigeria complain is getting capital to start. Some people talk about capital, and all of these businesses that you've done are businesses that are capital intensive. Catering, capital intensive. You want to, you know, the price of food, you know, the price of getting utensils and all of that. Real estate, if you also need capital. So how do somebody like maybe me or somebody is listening who has never done a business before, how can the person get capital to be able to get something done?
Real estate is a structured business. You've heard of OPM, other people's money. It's a business that you don't start with your own money if you are really determined to make it in real estate. So you start by working with people who already have properties. Developers, for example, estate developers that already have estates to market. There's already a plot of land or blocks of flats or duplexes that are going for marketing for sales. So you that don't have capital now to start business, if you start marketing those products, there are some percentages that will come to you. So before you know, it's not about the money now for you. It's a drive. How do I sell 10 properties? How do I sell 5 properties? If I sell one property, 5% of whatever I'm selling. So if the property is 5 million, for example, you get 5% of the property you are selling. So if you sell 5, you can even sell, after selling 5 properties, if you are determined, now we're talking about your mindset. If you sell 5 properties and you want to really do real estate, inside you, you know, you still manage to eat or feed yourself or pay your rent. You know that, oh, you need to have one while you're still selling others. I know this thing is like, it turns you on. By the time you sell 5, you're excited with what comes in. Nobody will tell you. You just be on fire for yourself and by yourself. So that's one of the best way to come out of that finance aspect of real estate.
All right. So for the other businesses like catering, how do I start?
Catering, you start small. Once you know what to do, like when I started catering business, my children were small. I just asked the person, how much is a plate of food if for a wedding or any party? Then it was 250 naira. And that was it. I started. So I just told 1 or 2 persons, I can cook very well. And you don't need big money to start. Okay, do 5 plates of food for me. And they tested the food. And if you're good, that person will remember and call you again. And you know, one thing with catering, people don't pay. You don't buy food on credit. You want me to cook for you, you can't tell me. It's only when it's contract, you can do like maybe 70 or 80%. Then the day of your delivery, they pay you your balance. So you don't cook on credit. That's why catering is very easy to do. It's not difficult. It also has to do with your mindset. If your mind doesn't carry it, you may not be able to go far.
All right. So, and one of the things about doing business is you have to work with people.
Yeah.
You have to reach out to people. You could tell me how challenging it has been working with people, and how it's been. How do you reach out to people? How do you get new partners? How do you get people to collaborate with you? So, the people that have worked with you, what's the relationship like? Because I hear some people say, if not for my workers, so my business collapsed because of the kind of people that came to work with me. So walk us through some of the experiences that you had.
Like I have good workers, my kitchen workers. Now that I'm here, this is weekend now. They'll be wondering, oh, this woman has not called us. Because I treat them well. I give them good opportunity to work. I mean, friendly with them. I trust them. First of all, I trust. I want to
trust people that
I trust you first because I'm trained not to trust as a lawyer. So I don't want to put it into practice. So I want to earn it. So I just treat everybody with trust.
And is it important for business owners to trust people that work for them?
Not in real estate. Now that I'm in real estate, I'm trying to know, because it's not like catering business. I'm trying to know people, so I can't start by trusting them.
Right.
So I only want to trust some developers who have, studied them, to conclude that maybe they have integrity. So I must study your kind of person to know whether to trust you or not. Otherwise, I can't trust in real estate.
Oh, so different businesses, different dynamics.
Yeah, because real estate is bigger than. You need more people around you. Catering, you can easily train people. Same thing with real estate. Maybe because I'm just getting to understand real estate more. So in entry real estate, you meet agents, you meet developers, you meet people who want to sell all kind of persons. So if you start by trusting, they will just be hurting you.
Right.
Yes.
But in catering, you even trust your staff to the extent that you can allow them stay for some time without even calling them.
And in the sense that because I'm there, I know what to do. So I'm trained to watch. I can watch you. You won't know that I'm watching you. I used to have some workers. They're still working with me. I have workers who steal. They steal so much that if they don't get what to steal, they'll steal the spices, the mangi that you're using to cook, just to cause because they must steal because it's in them to steal. So what I do, because they are good, I make provision for additional mangi, so that when they steal mangi, I still have the ones to use, and I know what to do. It's not that they are the one driving me; they are the one looking for a quick catch. I'm the one who collect the contracts. They need the money. I've collected the big money, but I need them to work. So I understand their problem, and I live with it.
So it's not proper for an employee to every other day put out adverts looking for staff, because he keeps sacking people, he keeps saying these people are not good enough, keeps complaining. So you must also, even when you know you have the money, you have the contract, you have the business, you have to also find a way to work with these people.
Yeah, you have to find a way because everybody needs a chance. Some of them, they are doing it, maybe they want to even pull out. So by the time they see that, oh, this person knows that I do this thing, and he has forgiven me, and he's still forgiving me, he's still allowing me to work with it, they can just change. Because some are called to do that business. Others are not called to do that business. And you must continue, because A, B, C, D are thieves doesn't mean you should close down your business. So your ability to work with thieves and change them also matter in doing any kind of business. I don't know if...
Yeah, absolutely. I also like to ask about the support you have gotten from your family. How supportive has your family been? It doesn't matter for a woman who's doing business. Sorry that I'm using the word woman now, because in Nigeria we see some persons say, there was even a time something was floating from a former president. He said the wife is in the other room and the sitting room. And people talk about it a lot. We see some women complain of marginalization in the workspace because they are women. I'd like to ask, have you faced any marginalization because you're a woman in different sectors that you've been involved with? And how supportive has the role your family played in assisting you been to the success that you've gotten in your businesses over years?
Yeah, my family, they've been so supportive and wonderful. I mean my extended family now. Almost like my first business I did, I was into interior design. I was already getting big job in Abuja. I was supplying furnitures and woodwork from Edo State to Abuja, early 2000. But my children were young, I was still young in marriage. And of course, my husband didn't like it because, I have to be traveling and traveling. So but then I didn't understand. I couldn't win him over. I gave up the business because I needed to be there with the children. That was when I now faced the catering business. But my other family were supportive, and my second family they were like, let your husband know that you are into this business and it's successful. Let him follow you if he's scared that, oh, my wife is traveling. And the last one I did, as far back as 2007, I got a contract of 120 million. So I looked at it and said, okay, you go and do this delivery. And at the end of the day, he messed up with the business. He finished that one, but it was meant to last for 5 years. But he couldn't continue because he was not a dreamer. I was the one who saw the dream. I was the one who had the capacity to handle the job. So I learned my lesson. But because I was new in marriage, I was not able to conquer or win my husband over allowing me to do that which I want to do. So, but when I started catering, so the next job, when I started multi-level marketing, we were even traveling, but that one also involved in the sense that when you qualify for travel, it's you and your spouse.
Right, yeah.
So I was like telling him to take me abroad. He ignored me. But I got myself a free ticket abroad with him. So the thing got me, crazy. So I did the business. I was so that to doing the business before I diverted back to building. So, but my extended family, they have supported me so much. They are still supporting me. Even now that I decided to do real estate, they are giving me everything that I need to do the business.
All right. So have you faced any case of marginalization? Have you experienced something that people say, it's more difficult for women than men? Is there any thing like that in the various businesses you've done?
No, I didn't face it in any of my previous businesses, but in real estate in Abuja, I'm trying to understand Abuja because I'm new in Abuja. I started real estate formally, became a real estate entrepreneur 2023 here in Abuja. So I'm trying to study. I know very few women are into real estate, so I'm trying to understand how they treat women here, as in women with real estate, because the course I read, there's no difference between a man and a woman. In law, even a woman is seen as a man. So I'm trying to understand. I've not yet understood it here because I'm still very new.
Yeah, but in the other businesses that you've done, you've never felt segregation as a woman in your business.
Yeah, because I'm good in it.
Right.
I'm good in it. In building, when I started building, I'm always there. I started as soon as they gave me the first contract, I was almost interpreting building drawings. So I would tell your engineer, the architect, what's the meaning of this? What's the meaning of this? I kept asking questions. And I was there from foundation to understand everything. So it wasn't like I'm a woman. So when they saw that I was ready and I'm willing to know, they couldn't sideline me. They just allowed me to know. But in some communities that I went to build, they were like, this woman, even the workers, how can a woman be giving me order? But when it was, I will just make you know that if you don't do your work well, you will not be paid. And what I do by getting the attention of these workers, because I cook. So when I'm building, I just create a kitchen. As they're working, to be smelling good food. Madam, you can cook like this. So I got their attention. They forgot whether I was a woman. So I knew what to do better. So
that means you like cooking it's something you like doing.
I hate poverty. I even never knew.
I love that. You have to say that you hate poverty.
Yeah, I hate poverty. I want what I want. I want to be able to give my children what they want. I want to afford what I want. So starting, and I wanted to practice law. I love law to the extent that I wanted to practice. But the situation there, I couldn't do it. So the business I started gave me the platform to get money. Gave me the platform to give my children the best of education that I saw as best for them then. So I didn't want poverty to limit me. So I was willing to go that deep. And that's why I started.
So I'd like to ask, you've been in Edo State, you've been in Abuja, you've been coming to Abuja and all of that. Can you compare the opportunities available in Niger Delta, the state level, and opportunities available in Abuja? Some persons, we see a lot of persons say they want to move to Abuja. Is that something you advise? Even some business persons are seeking moving their businesses from the States and maybe moving to Abuja. Is that something you advise somebody to do?
Yes. I would advise anybody, most people, even in those states, I started convincing them anytime I visit that Abuja has greater opportunity. Like in Abuja, whatever you do and you're good, you may be lucky to see people to sponsor you. I just don't want to do catering in Abuja. That's not my focus, it's real estate. Like my first son graduated, when he graduated, as he was graduating, I took him straight to Abuja because there's nothing Edo State has to offer. You end up being a civil servant or having a beer parlor or small business, that's what they do there. And Warri is a bit better, it has a better opportunity or platform for people to pick or start business. But Abuja has more of all this opportunity. So I would like to advise people to come back to come to Abuja to look for what to do, because it's not difficult to get something to do in Abuja. It's very easy when you are determined, when you are focused.
Right. So we look at those who are into businesses of their own, and sometimes we talk about how they don't have institutional framework, a policy level framework for business owners to safeguard against risk. How do you manage risk? Some people even talk about getting loans to do business. Is that something you advise? Somebody can get loan to put into a contract?
I would only advise loan for those who understand what loan is. Loan is not meant for your personal satisfaction or for your children's school fees.
It's not meant for personal satisfaction.
Yeah, it's meant for that business which you took the loan for. I did loans before in my network marketing business, and I was never found wanting in the loan because I understood. And the product then, it was, apart from the fact that it was network marketing, sorry, I'm deviating, whatever money you're putting into the business brings in product for you. So if you put in 5 million, it means that you have product of 5 million, and that 5 million has a profit of almost more than 1.5 million. So if you took in loan, paying that loan is not a problem. And because it's network and you have put in that money, you already have people that are under you. Whatever they do, you are paid because you are the upline now. So it was not difficult for a person like me to pay loan. So for those who are not strong, I will not advise them to do loan. Like in real estate, it will not also be difficult for me because I already understand what loan is and how to pay your loan, and I hate embarrassment. So, but just understanding the business more, like maybe I want to go into full developing of estates, or maybe I want to acquire massive plots of land, maybe like 10 plots, 15 plots, and I'm going into loan. I know that selling these plots will bring money. Before I sell like 4-3, I'm able to settle the loan. So if you must think of the possibility of you paying the loan first, and the capital that will come from that business you're putting the loan into first before you think of going for that loan.
Right, so I'd like to ask now about one thing that has struck me when we look at how Nigerians do business, and that's partnership, right? We rarely really see a lot of partnership in our businesses. Most of our businesses are sole proprietorship. I like that you talk about how we can do partnership, but do you have experiences of times you partnered? What was the experience like partnering with somebody to do a business?
Actually, partnering in my network marketing business, because they already had a platform of everything, they are presenting everything for you. So the partnership was not conspicuous there. So, but in catering, I never partner with anybody. I only have friends, co-caterers who are the main people in charge of their own business, so we'll learn from each other. It's only maybe when I have a big job and I know it's too much for me, I may call 1 or 2 persons. But me, I always face it, I'll do it. But I have friends who will call me, I have like 5,000 persons, can you help me to do 1,000 or 1,005? So it was easy. But in real estate now, I've not really partnered with anybody. I'm trying to partner with people. I've not really experienced that.
Okay, but is that something you advise for people?
Yes, I would advise it in real estate, because for you to grow, you must partner with people. You must mentor, you must do mentorship, you must partner. Otherwise, you want to do your business in a small...
isolation, you just be there by yourself. All right. So we talked about partnership. I'd like to also... Like we talk about how to harness opportunities from even the government. There are a lot of governments, Bank of Industry and all of that people can go in. And sometimes some Nigerians do not look into those opportunities. I like that you talk to us about it. Is that something you encourage Nigerians to look out for opportunities?
Yes, I will encourage that kind of opportunity that is mortgage from all these people that are directly involved. If you know you want to do real estate, because there's no way you can do real estate without mortgage. You can't do real estate. Even if you are that blessed, you still need it, because you need to grow big. You need to invest. And this money, you know, is coming back. You must do something to get something. You must commit others also to support you. So I will encourage it for those who know what they are doing.
So is being an entrepreneur difficult in Nigeria? Is it difficult?
Entrepreneurship, being an entrepreneur is not difficult at all. It's like wake up and see. You can just wake up today and tomorrow you are doing something. It's not difficult at all. Depends on your mindset. It's all about your mindset.
All right, so one of the things I will hear is that a lot of entrepreneurs say they like the freedom that comes with it. What us through? Is there really freedom in running your own business? They like the fact that they don't have to wake up by 9 and go to the office and come back by 5 and those stories.
There's freedom, but it's not absolute because you are in charge. You must make sure that you wake up by that 9 o'clock. You wake up, except maybe you are just into. You are just a sole proprietor. That's just you and yourself. You don't have workers. But if you have, whatever you are doing, you must create time for your business. You must create time for your workers. So that time is not there per se. You must feed the business. You must give the time that the business needs to the business. You see me running to Benin every now and then because catering also catch my attention. I have workers in Benin. I'm here, I'm thinking about Benin. I have a shop that is running right now and people are there till like 3 o'clock every Sunday. So I'm here. My subconscious, my spirit is also in Benin because of that shop, because I'm the owner of the shop. And what do I have? Their goods and services. I have food. My workers have clothes. They have cooked people. They have trained. They have put food there. So you see the time. My mind is still there. So that freedom, that time freedom, yes, is there. You can create time for yourself to rest, but you see that time is not completely absolute for you to just say, because I'm the boss.
I'll not go to the office for 1 week.
Yeah, just like the Englishman will say, on ease lies the head.
Yeah, that was the crown. So I'd like to ask, there's a problem with monitoring. Are you using CCTV cameras? How do you monitor to get to know what is happening per second time at your various businesses?
Yeah, I just installed a CCTV camera. It wasn't there before because I just thought that those that want to steal will still steal. And because of where the place is, and it's a time frame, that particular one, because if I have a big job, I'll go. I also do catering in Abuja if it's big, once. So I just installed camera there now.
All right. So you see what is happening?
I see what is happening.
So is it like every time you call them, I'm like, I'm seeing you, I know what you are doing there?
I just watch.
Right.
I just watch. But those who still I've had people who stole recently, and what do they do? After they finish sales, they'll just switch off their phone, and you're looking for them. I'm not a spirit, I can't vanish to Benin immediately. You are calling, you can't even reach out to the person. You see, so that person, and before you know it takes the person 1 or 2 weeks, and they have used the money. What do you do? What can I do? I don't believe in arresting people because how much is the money? Because at times, it's their mindset. They just feel that they can't see people's money. And this money, this woman have this money. And you can create this money for yourself if you want. Oh, you have taken somebody's money, you have it, and you don't have what to use to pay back. So they start, running from me. And when I see that they have started avoiding me, I just let them be.
Right. Absolutely. Some of the challenges that come with running businesses. But I'd like to ask now, as you look into the future, what are some of the things that you are projecting for yourself? You're in Abuja now, and maybe even projecting. You're doing real estate now, but from following the trajectory that you've said, I won't be surprised tomorrow if I know that you're all into supply of cars, because you could pick interest in another business and go straight in.
Yeah, I can, but I love real estate. That's where my mind is. So whatever, I love money. I love big money. Yeah, I cannot steal for money, but I'll bring out the value of money. Okay, so if I can take any contract, because I registered, I have 2 companies I have 3 companies that I've registered. 2 building companies, 1 real estate, 1 construction, 1 general supply. So I can actually supply anything. And I'm into interior design. Furniture, that was my first business.
How can one person do all of these things? Where do you have the time? You do catering, you do branding, you are into construction, real estate.
It's the gift.
And you still have time for your family?
Yeah, I have time for my family.
Your children are grown now?
Yeah, my children are grown.
So they don't need as much time?
I still give them time. I can't do without my children. I give them so much time.
And you give your husband time too?
I do give him time, but I think I give my children more time because he has had most of my time, more of my time than the children. Of course, all my children are adults. And this is a time to shape them well, to give them, to make them be like me, to have a dream, to believe in their dream, believe in themselves. That's what I'm trying to do. That's why I'm connected to them now. Because I don't want to have a lazy child. Oh, my mother can do, or what can you do?
So how do you go through that process? Because we've seen situations where parents are very hardworking, very outgoing, and sometimes you see they try to pamper their children and say, no, allow them, do you also bring your children into your business?
Yes.
Do you teach them the business?
Yes, I involve them. Like my second son, he did engineering. I told him do engineering. And then he couldn't say no. He didn't like it, but he just did it. But right now, he's my editor, my film editor. He's the one that edits all my films. I'm shooting if I'm presenting any program online, he does the video editing. He does the videoing. He does everything. He captures. Even my my catering business. If he doesn't have time to come to Bineka, I don't want him to come. So, Mommy, just let me come and do the video for you. Then my first son, while I was cooking, I involve all of them. They be doing the salad. I give them salad to do. They cut the fried rice, they chop the salad. They do delivery. I cannot be cooking and you're sleeping. You're the one eating the money. They all went through good schools. So I involve them. It's only the last one that, all children are not the same. But he would rather do the video and let him be videoing, but he doesn't like work. So I noticed that he doesn't like work. But the other three, they're wonderful. They're involved in anything. I make sure that they are involved in what I'm doing so that they see where Mommy is getting the money from.
Right, absolutely. So what would you advise young girls, women who are listening? There are women whose husband have told them, we don't want you to work. We've heard scenarios where husbands have said, or maybe sometimes some husbands may even be thinking, my wife traveling from one place to the other, am I sure she will remain faithful, and all of those? What advice would you give to them?
They shouldn't stop their business, but they should travel with their husband, because I experienced it at the time when I was coming in for those supplies then in Abuja. My husband would come, where are you now? Where are you now? I say, okay, you want to know where I am? Then come. And he knows I'm in my sister's house in Abuja. Okay, where are you now? Is your sister there? So that fear. So that actually made me give up my business then, because I was not matured enough. Because otherwise, what I would have done then, which I would advise anybody to do now, you can pay for your trip and the man's trip. Let him see what you're doing. Let him be there. So even when I started catering business, my husband didn't like it. He said, how come my wife is selling rice? Yeah, I said, I'm a lawyer that sells rice. Because anything you do that give you genuine money is called what? Legal practice. You're not stealing. So, but now is the one that tell people, oh, my wife is a caterer. You know that party that you attended? It was my wife that catered for that place. This. So he's proud of me. Even in real estate now, he's saying it. I just realized that first time that they're telling you, don't do this, don't do this. If you are really interested in what, and you're in love in what you are doing, in love with what you're doing, you believe in yourself, you will not give up.
Right, you will not give up. And for those who are thinking, for somebody who studied law, is it, some persons look at it higher up, is it not condescending to them to see you now go into business? You should be, you should be striving towards becoming an SAN, and they have that thought, and maybe they've even tried the legal practice, it's not working for them, but they just can't come down, not just in law, in different fields of endeavor. Some persons think that they are too big. I remember somebody the other time who was looking for a job, and I sent him a job interview, a job application. So I think the job was, is it 150,000. Person called me and said, so because I don't get job, are you insulting me? 150,000, what will they get for me? And you now look at the mindset. What can you say to those kind of persons?
Those ones are ordinarily they are lazy people and they have pride. Because every business, every profession, it's all about money. The essence why we went to school is when you come back, you put in your ideas into just what the common market woman will do that is not doing well. You do it well to bring up more money. So it's not about even when I'm doing, whether I'm doing selling rice or whatever I decide to sell or package to sell.
Love the word package.
Yeah. So it's when they see the mentality, the mind with which you are doing it, and they see result. People want to see result before you're not seeing them coming close to you. I experienced it before then. Even my friends, they were like, they were practicing. They didn't want to. I didn't even see them as relevant. They were very insignificant to me because what can you bring to my table? And I saw the lives they were living. I saw the schools their children were attending. So I was just bragging. Some of them, yes, they're practicing. They're not well paid by their principal. They could not even represent the law well in court. So it's not about wearing black and white. What are you taking home? What value are you putting in the law that you're practicing?
So in the final analysis, it's about the value that you bring to the table.
The value, you are sold out to what you're doing, your mindset concerning that job, and your ability to create wealth out of that thing that you're doing, to satisfy people, to provide services, and to create wealth.
All right, so do you have like a mentorship class for maybe somebody's listening and the person wants to come under your tutelage? Do you train people? Do you mentor people? Is that something you've thought of?
Yeah, I did when I was doing multi-level marketing. I was training people not to be lazy, how to start small and grow your business. I did that when I was doing multi-level marketing. I also did it in catering, but I've not done that in real estate because I'm also growing myself also in real estate. I've not perfected everything because I'm just how many years in real estate? Barely like going to 3 years now. So I've not started mentorship or training in real estate, but I did it in the other businesses that I did.
All right, so for somebody who wants to get mentorship, what would you advise the person what process would you advise the person? Is it to go online, Google up mentors, reach out to people personally?
Mentorship in real estate?
Yes.
Yeah, it's to look for a good real estate company and do. Now we have real estate courses. I did, when I entered real estate, I did courses. I'm even still doing courses because I'm with like 5 groups. I'm trying to learn more about real estate. So I want to go into mentorship because you must be mentored. Even you that want to mentor people, you too must be mentored. So I want to be mentored in real estate. So I'm already into 5. I'm like thinking which is best. So it's a must, is a good suggestion to mentor in anything that you want to do, especially in real estate today.
Right. So can one person run, let's say, 5 businesses simultaneously and be successful in all? It seems you've cracked the code.
Yes, you can. When your interest is there, like cooking, for example, I can close my eye and cook. I don't even need to know to have eaten that food before. Just give me the recipe, I'll cook it. The mind is there. So it's not really, apart from making money, have passion doing it. Then for construction, it's not difficult because you get people to do it just like every other business. There are people who will do the main job for you. They get paid while you are just like supervising. Same thing with all businesses are like that. You are supervising the business. So if you have integrity, you must have integrity to do this job. And you can do 5, you can do 6, depends on your interest. You must have the interest and the passion.
So the last question I'd like to ask you this morning, you've talked about integrity, and sometimes we see that a lot of persons who are involved in businesses do not have integrity. How have you been able to sustain your integrity in the various businesses you've done over years?
Integrity has to do with your foundation. You were not raised with integrity. So because what you have, you give. It's what you have that you give. So that's how I know people. So first of all, I just watch you, and I know those who don't have integrity. So they were not raised with it, so they can't give it. You can't give what you don't have.
So how important is integrity in running businesses?
Very important. Very important. You cannot be trusted if you don't have integrity. And your business cannot go that far if you don't have integrity. So
you recommend integrity for people?
Very well.
Right. Thank you so much, Tega Obaya-Bona, for speaking to us. Tega is a real estate entrepreneur. She has done a lot of businesses. She's a lawyer. She's done catering. She's done.
I'm a law graduate.
A law graduate, right? Yeah. She's done catering services. She's done construction, consultancy, and a lot of
business
other things.
consultation. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the program. We wish you all of the best. And when next you go to Benin, I've been to GRA. You greet people at GRA for me. These are another one.
Okay.
I know. Is it traffic lights? close to GRA, there's a place in Mini.
Okay, everywhere has traffic light. Maybe there's Kada Plaza where they have traffic light that's connecting you to GRA. One is Sapele Road.
You see?
You've not been there for a while.
I have not been there for a while. Thank you so much for coming on the program.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
All right. Okay, people. So today we're looking at nation building, developing an entrepreneurial mindset, and we spoke to a Nigerian who has done fairly well for herself, standing out as an entrepreneur in Nigeria. I hope that you've learned one of two things. We'll be right back, and my colleague Sadia Yakubu will be here to take you in the next segment of the program. Please stay with us.
Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
The place where stories come alive as usual, ideas spark, and the moments that matter take center stage. I am Sadia Yakubu, and I'll be your host for the next few minutes. DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channels 276. You can also watch on YouTube using a Global TV NG. On this segment of the program, we'll be talking about transport sector policy strategy for public-friendly fares. But firstly, let's have a little insight about the topic. A public-friendly fare policy is a strategy where government regulates or designs transport pricing so that transport costs remains affordable and accessible for public, especially low-income groups, students, workers, and elderly. The strategy focuses on fair pricing, social equity, easy payment systems, encouraging public transport use. Affordable fares help people access jobs, education, healthcare, and other services, improve economic participation and social inclusion. As usual, I'll not be doing this alone. I have with me my guest, Garba Abdullahi, who is a state officer budget at Tracker. He's a seasoned social justice and youth activist with over a decade of dedicated experience in championing transformative initiatives that foster youth empowerment, education, and social equity in Nigeria. As a budget state officer Tracker, he monitors a public project ensuring transparency and accountability in the allocation and utilization. Garba plays a pivotal role in advancing civic engagement and promoting good governance. His work focuses on ensuring that public resources are utilized effectively to address the needs of Nigerian communities, particularly those that are underserved and marginalized. Through his work with Tracker, he monitors public projects, ensuring transparency and accountability in the allocation and utilization of government budgets, thereby empowering citizens to demand better services and infrastructure. Nice having you on the program.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So how is weekend and fasting?
It's fantastic.
All right, so let's get started. So with the current situation of hike in petroleum price now in Nigeria, do you think we can have public-friendly fare?
Yes. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. But we have to look at the system first. If one wants to respond to this kind of question, normally I look at the reality on ground and the government's policies that are trying to put in place to see that these kind of things happen. Well, before the coming of Mr. President, he announced that he will remove fuel subsidy, and people were very happy that fuel is not going to be cost again. But as of today, you see fuel has tripled up before, and this affects the public transportation greatly, and also the low-income people. The environment there. But to answer these questions, I would say it is never possible to achieve that policy in Nigeria as of today now, unless the government change their policy again in the future time.
All right, so what is meant by public-friendly fare in the transport sector?
Well, what is meant by that is a policy that we reduce the cost of transportations by the government and also help the people, the low-income people at the society to see that there is a sustainability and easing of the transport system for them and also the citizens.
Okay, why are affordable fares important in the public transportation system?
You see, when we talk of this affordable fare, important is because of the way people, I'm trying to break it down so that it sounds in the layman language forms. When we talk about this issue around us now, just look at as of just a few days ago, everywhere in FCT here and also some part of the country, the rate of transportations are not the same. Like somebody who just travel 1 kilometer, the cost of that 1 kilometer is going to be like, I'm just trying to get estimated value of it, like let me say 1,000 per 1 kilometer. You see, this kind of things does not help issue. But when you have policy and the cost of this issue that affect us, it's send a signal that, hey, this is going to be okay and the country is going to be good.
So let's list 3 objectives of a public-friendly fare policy.
One of the objectives I have is it help the elderly people to have friendly transportations in their system. It also help the people and in terms of reducing costs in everything that they are doing at the local level. It's encouraged the public transportations in terms of sustainability and also make the public have trust in this transport system.
So talking about transport system, what is the fare subsidy and how does it help passengers?
Well, in Nigeria we don't have a subsidy in the transportation system. That is why every policy or every price of transportations in the community is being driven by the market people or the taxi people in the society. Like in when I was coming, if you look at a taxi from here to maybe, let me just say from here to Bega, maybe it was 200 before, but now it's triple, which is 400, 500. So it means that there is no subsidy, and this market price is being determined by those people who are running the system on it, because we don't have a regulatory motor or car or taxi of the government that will help to reduce this.
All right, so what's the meaning of fare capping in public transportation?
Fare capping is just a sustainable way of reducing costs to the people, especially the low income and students in the community.
So can you identify 2 groups that often benefit from reduced transport fare, that's if we have any?
Well, I just said now, students and elderly women and also low income people who are living in the society.
All right. What's integrity ticketing in public transport system? What is the integrated ticketing in public transport system?
You see, the integrated, you say what?
Integrated ticketing.
Okay, integrated ticket systems. You see, we are not running that system in Nigeria. The only place that we see it is the western part of the country. But we in Nigeria wanted to try to run that system ticketing in trains and also some metropolitan motor park, like from Abuja to Kaduna now. Before you can board a train, you have to have a ticket by paying, is either online and also maybe go to the ticket session to get your ticket. But the Nigerian system is you can only use that ticket once. But in other parts of the country, they may use it 1 or 2 times because of the sustainability of how their environment is. So we try to see that Nigeria should also emulate this kind of policy in that system.
All right. How can public-friendly fares encourage the use of public transportation?
Well, when we have a policies that the government put in place in that line, of course, everybody. In fact, if you look at the road now, in terms of road transportations, you'll be able to see that the rate of private car are more than the rate of public transportations are more than the private car, because most of the private people who are civil servants cannot afford to purchase or get fuel of high price, so they drop their car at home and enter the public transportations. So if this policy comes up, it's going to help in putting trust to citizens are going to put trust in terms of making sure they commit themselves into the systems and always making use of transportations at the taxi side.
So explain the concept of public-friendly fares in the transport sector.
You see, when we have a public friendly fare in transport sector, you notice that the rates at which people are traveling will be increased. Now, somebody will go to work from Monday to Friday, right? And that is then. And it is because people are having trust in the system, in the transportations. Everybody will just, okay, the transport is fair, I have to be at work every day. But now, if you look at it, it is not more friendly like before. So, in terms of maybe the civil servant now, there will be those, since the transportation is high, people are not key into it, in making transportations. Let us divide the day of you going to work. It affects people greatly. Now, maybe somebody is going to work 5 times in the day that time, but now you'll be going to work once in a week because of there's not friendly transportations that's going to help ease the system for citizens.
So discuss the importance of government policy strategies in maintaining affordable public transport fares. You see,
when you say the important, the first things we should look at is the way it's also help maybe in terms of economic hardships when the transport is sustainable, and also reduce some of these costs that citizens are having to spend in transportations. So a lot of sustainability is going to happen in transportation system. People are going to key into it. People are going to invest into it. Okay, look at it before, when the El-Rufai time was El-Rufai was the minister of FCT. There's something that they call Shopee, and the Shopee, they were using transportations to maybe from area 1 to Suleja, or maybe from area 1 to maybe Maraba, or maybe to Gogolada. They were paying low, very less, and that is when we're having some reductions and public capping in transportation system then. So it's help in regulation of transportation costs. It also help in making citizen key interest into that system. It also help when we talk, fuel subsidy has a very great role to play in terms of public transport. Look at when I was coming, I read an article that when the people were protesting during the time of Adam Oshomole time, when he was the Labour Party, he was the NLC chairman, and that was because the fare was 87 naira then, so things were high. Transportations was cost at that time to them, but that is when there was a subsidy in the fare aspect. But look at the current situation of today. Mr. President said there is no subsidy, right, in the fare. This thing is supposed to make another regulations in the transportation systems that will help these people, or that will help the citizens ease the way of transportation. When the fare is high, transportation is going to be high. When the fare is low, transportation is going to be very low. If you are selling fuel now 100 naira per liter, of course, a lot of people will be at the streets trying to invest into transportations. This shows that the fuel has a great role to play in terms of transportation in Nigeria.
But with the current situation now, the war between Iran and US now is affecting the oil production or company in Nigeria. But then how are we to deal with transport fare?
Well,
since last week, sorry for cutting, since last week, since the beginning of this crisis between Iran and US that has affected Nigeria, a lot of people in Abuja don't want to go out, but then the cost of transport fare is hindering them. And then for people like us that close very late from work, if you're going home, you pay double the price. Do you think government can come in and help?
Of course, government can come in at any level or any time to help, because this is something that affects the citizens. And the war between Iran and the US and other western part of the country should not really affect Nigeria like that. Because if you're talking of Nigeria have natural, almost 97% of natural resources that we have in the world. And this includes the crude oil and other important mineral resources that the world are using. If you're talking of reserve, it is because we don't have reserve of we don't have a way of managing the oil sectors or the crude oil sectors that is affecting us today. If you look at the trend, Nigeria has almost 3 or 2 refineries that they were working before. But as time goes on, we begin to see that Nigerian refineries are not working. We have in Ogara, we have in Warri, we have in Kaduna, right? Yeah. And these are places that they're supposed to refine crude oil and give us back to this the fuel, and the citizens should use it. But with times when we don't have a good leadership, the oil sectors crumble and damaged. So now we are now depending on outside the country to get the refined crude oil for ourselves, which is what we are supposed to do. So if Nigeria want the country to better, they are going to invest in that aspect. And also Nigeria can come up with another different policy. I think in 2-3 days, I think I read about something on the social media that the Mr. President have inaugurated a task force committee to check into the oil sectors to see how the petroleum is affecting the citizen. So we are still hoping that the Nigerian the Mr. President and other part of the leadership will look into these systems and make a sustainable solution for citizens, because citizens cannot afford to bear this for more than 2-3 months again. If this continues, people will not be able to go to work, just as it's rightly say. People will not be able to do most of their activities that they are doing at the office because of the high increase in price of fuel that we have in the country today. And most of the focus is in Abuja and Lagos. So, and these are like economic and the workspace of citizens.
All right, so let's analyze the advantages and disadvantages of free, fair public transport policy.
Well, the advantage is that it's going to make you don't really have much disadvantage like that, because this is something. If you have free, fair transport policy, is going to really increase a lot of things in terms of transportation system. One of the advantages is going to make people is going to boost the economy of the country through transportation system. It's going to students and elderly people, they are going to find it very easy, and cost of transportation is going to be reduced. And also people who are doing businesses, we are going to enjoy the transportation system in that. If you are talking about the disadvantage, you don't really have. It's only the disadvantage should be that maybe it's not going to be sustainable. So if it's not sustainable, it's just going to be a great disadvantage for the citizens, and it's going to cause a lot of problem for the people, and it's going to affect people negatively.
So let's discuss how public-friendly fair strategies can improve social equity and mobility.
Well, when we're talking about social equity, it's something that have to be balanced. And when you have balancing society, and when you have balancing economic systems, you begin to see that citizens are no more complaining like that. a lot of things moving well. Maybe if you want to go to a place and do things now, your mindset will be, yes, this is affordable or this is doable because of the balancing that they have in that transportation aspect.
So, evaluate the challenges government face when implementing public-friendly fare policy.
Well, the challenges are the citizens may not be interested in that, may not be aware, or maybe the citizens may totally be distanced from this kind of things. You know, when you are doing a policy should be something that the people will be able to know in general, and also the policy should be able to be something that is going to carry a general solution for the people who are going to benefit it. Even those who are making the policy tools are part of citizens who will benefit it. So if we have this kind of issue and the policy to look at a way of capping this thing down, of course is a welcome something for citizens.
All right, so let's talk about the critical aspect of it. Should government subsidize public transportation fare for all citizens? Why or why not?
Should government
subsidize? Do you think governments should subsidize public transportation fares for all citizens? Why or why not?
If government subsidize, you see, it's going to create efficient transportation system for people. And that is why government should be able to do that. And I didn't see any reason why government should not subsidize the transportation system, because this is something that it affects everybody in the country. When there's a subsidy in the transportation system, you will not see or hear an outcry of any places or citizens complaining about the transportation system again. That is why the government should, at all costs, try as much as possible to put a policy in places to subsidize this issue, fuel subsidy, transportation aspect, so that the citizen will be able to key into it well.
So can public-friendly fare policies reduce traffic congestion in major cities? Explain.
When you are talking of reduce you say policy.
Can public-friendly fares policy reduce traffic congestion in major cities?
Well, it will even increase it. You cannot when you have like now we have high cost of transportation, right? And they bring a policy that is going to reduce this high cost of transportation. It means that there will be congestions in the transportation system, not reducing it. Because you cannot say when the fuel is cheap, people should not travel. Unless places like Lagos now is going to triple. When you have as now, when things are cost, you go to Lagos, we begin to see transportation systems, or people are just having congestion on the road, trying to move, trying to find a way. It's not going to reduce it.
All right. So how can technology improve fare system and make them more public friendly?
When you talk of technology to reduce what?
Fare system and make them public friendly.
Is by just the way we are sitting here now to discuss about it. We tell the citizens, people who are living in an underserved community, that this is what is going on. By using technology to amplify the voices, getting the messages, using media platform, getting the messages of the transportation system to the citizen at the grassroots, especially underserved or marginalized communities. This will help greatly in terms of that.
So what are the risks if transport fares are too low for operators? What are the risks if transport fares are too low for operators?
If the transportation fare are too low?
For operators and the drivers.
Well, the people, there will be a lot of competition. And when you have competition, maybe accidents and other things will happen at the park, or maybe at the cost of transport travel. Everybody would like to say, okay, let me go first, let me go and do this, let me go and do this. There will be the disadvantage part is that there will be increase in an accident again, because people will now rush into the road and try to see that they will meet up, maybe because they have people now who are now waiting on them, going to take them to their various places.
But even with the current situation, we still have people running.
Not as even when I was coming. You see, when I was coming, I entered this taxi man from Lugbe coming to this place. So the man was speeding. I said, Oga, where are you going to? He said he wants to go and come back and pick people, because people are still lying down on the road going to Secretariat. I said, even if we go slow, the people will get there. People will be waiting for you. If you go there, if you are going to 60 people, you will still get there. So his own was that there were no car.
Yes, so he was trying
to
only drop the ones and
come back.
And go back to pick.
So you know, the thing is just is vice versa, and even if the transportation is low, there will still be increase. If it is still high, there will still be increase.
All right. So how can governments balance affordable fares and financial sustainability of transport system?
They should bring a very beautiful policy that will just crumble the cost of transportation in this country.
Okay.
By putting subsidy in the transportation system.
Okay. So how do public-friendly fare policy affect public transport usage in developing countries?
Well, it helps. It's like in the United States now. When you have this now, just the way I rightly mentioned, the ticket you have, it help you relax. You will not be able to be struggling that I will not go out today, I will go out today, I will not go do this tomorrow. But when you have your ticket and you have low public when you have your ticket and you have low cost in transportations, you have a relaxed mind of not bothering yourself. You'll be going to work, you will be contributing, you contribute to the country in terms of making your own aspect.
So can you tell us more about Tracker?
Okay, Tracker is a service delivery arm of Budget that Budget is a non-governmental organizations that analyze the federal government budget and also give feedback to the citizen on it. So Tracker is also the service delivery arm that track the government spending, go to the field, verify the project, give back to the feedback to the citizens.
So in the transport sector, what has this organization Tracker done?
Well, what we do specifically we try to checkmate the roads that the federal government is constructing, especially the federal Ministry of Work road that they are constructing. Lagos Calabar Highway, Abuja Kaduna Zaria Highway, the Kefi Akwanga Makodi Highway, then Abuja Lokoja Highway. So these are transportation systems roads that we try to check so that it will be very easy for citizens to have smooth transportation. It will be very easy for citizens to have accident-free transportations in the system.
All right. Compare transport fare policies in two different countries.
Well, I mentioned one of the countries like United Kingdom. They are using tickets. If you have ticket, you can be able to use a ticket for 5 days, 6 days for your for traveling. So you see the system is different. When in Nigeria here, you can only have one-time tickets. The one-time ticket is go and pay. You pay 6,000, 7,000 when you're going to Kaduna, or maybe you go to Kano for your train. Then when you pay and board the train, that is all. Or maybe when you go to the Kano State Transportation Authority, or maybe Katsina State Transportation Authority park now to go and get your ticket, you can only use it once. You are not using it double. If you are coming back, you have to pay another ticket again to get to your destination. So the difference is very clear. And this difference is what we are trying to see, that the government should bring a policy in the place to see how to change it.
All right. So what impact do transport fares subsidize subsidies have on economic development?
Well,
let me take that again. What impact do transport fare subsidies have on economic development?
Well, it have a great impact. Reduce it's make the people who are into businesses. It make them have a relaxed mind of doing more or open more, expanding their business in various states. Okay, let's assume someone is a farmer who wants to sell a series now. Like in FCT, we farm most of the things in FCT. So people used to come from far south, far north to come and purchase some of these things now. Now, when you have a low cost of transportations in this aspect, people will be say, let me go and purchase more of this in this place. And you begin to see that the economic of the country is moving because they are taking this in back to the factories or a refined place to go and transform it to different things to bring it back to the cities again to come and distribute it for consumption.
All right, so I want to sincerely appreciate you, Garba Abdullahi, for being part of the program this morning, Global Morning, the weekend edition. Thank you for spending your time here with us today.
Thank you so much for having me here.
All right, we'll go on a short break and we'll come back. Of course, today is Mother's Day. If you have a mother close to you, have you wished her Happy Mother's Day? You have your wife with you. Have you wished her Happy Mother's Day? And for those of us that have lost our mothers, I'm talking about those of our friends or relatives that have lost their mothers, please include them in prayer. Don't go nowhere. We'll come back after this short break to talk about Mother's Day.
Our language, our vibrant culture and colorful tradition, our industrious and hospitable people. This is Nigeria, a nation that prides itself in abundant human and natural resources. From east to west, north to south, we sparkle, we shine, we have a common bond. Fellow Nigerians, let's do away with ethnic, religious and regional sentiments that divide us as a people. God has blessed us and empowered us to find strength in diversity. Let's make our faith and way of worship our source of unity as we build a nation that stays united. Nigeria, together today, together always. This is a public announcement brought to you by Global Television. Wake up with Global Morning, your daily guide to what's happening and making the rounds.
We delve into headlines, newspaper reviews, spot-on analysis, policies, current events, real talk, real issues that affect us all.
From the latest trends to the debate, every topic, every angle, Global Morning is where it all starts.
Global Morning,
For the latest issues,
always on point.
Watch Global Morning Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. Saturday and Sunday at 8 a.m. on Global Television.
In an age of breaking news, you need a trusted source that prioritizes accurate, factual, and unbiased reporting. This is AM News, and I am Ubong Usoro.
On Global Television, our news is rooted in verified and authoritative storytelling that keeps you educated, informed, and enlightened on all the issues that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu. This is Midday News.
You can trust a multi-platform news broadcast real-time and fast-check stories for all the big local and foreign headlines round the clock. I am Ramsey Enoch Agbo. This is News Express.
Our array of anchors delivers the news to our teeming viewers, breaking it down with context and perspective. This is News Cycle on Global Television. I am Anieti Patrick.
And the flagship news is your hub for the day's most engaging stories. This is News Prime, and I am Jumai Manson.
Did you miss any of our news rounds? No worries. Catch up at 10 p.m. and midnight, 7 days of the week. I am Mukhtar Kasim.
Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. We're active across all social media platforms at Global TV NG.
Global TV News, accurate and unbiased. I'm Uyi Agmofwebe. Our language, our vibrant culture and colorful tradition, our industrious and hospitable people. This is Nigeria, a nation that prides itself in abundant human and natural resources. From east to west, north to south, we sparkle, we shine, we have a common bond. Fellow Nigerians, let's do away with ethnic, religious and regional sentiments that divide us as a people. God has blessed us and empowered us to find strength in diversity. Let's make our faith and way of worship our source of unity as we build a nation that stays united. Nigeria, together today, together always. This is a public announcement brought to you by Global Television.
At Witchtech Cables, we don't just make cables, we deliver excellence. Our products are built with advanced technology, trusted for their unmatched quality and durability. With a wide range of cables, swift delivery, and continuous innovation, we stay ahead of the market demand. We are proudly Nigerian, fully indigenous, yet world-class. Backed by a professional team, strong technical support, and a deep commitment to customer satisfaction, Witchtech Cables is more than a brand, it's a promise. Witchtech Cables, quality cables better than the best.
All right, welcome back from that short break. Talking about, to me, it's a Mother's Day celebration. All right, what's Mothering Sunday? Mothering Sunday is a Christian celebration that honors mothers and mother figures. It is traditionally observed in countries like United Kingdom, Ireland, and some Commonwealth countries, including Nigeria. So in 2026, Mothering Sunday is celebrated Sunday, 15/20/26, which happens to be today. So congratulations. Origin of Mothering Sunday. Mothering Sunday began during the Middle Ages as religious tradition connected to Lent. Originally, the day was not about mothers. Instead, Christians would return to their mother church, the main church where they were baptized or where their family belonged. Over time, servants and workers were given the day off to visit their mother church while traveling home. They also visited their mothers and families. The celebration gradually turned into a day to honor mothers. So you see, if I say Mother Day, Mothering Sunday, it's still the same. When it is celebrated, Mothering Sunday is held on the fourth Sunday of Lent, which is about 3 weeks before Easter, because it follows the church calendar. The date changes every year, though, how people celebrate Mothering Sunday. Today, the celebration is very similar to modern Mother's Day. Common traditions include giving flowers, cards, and gifts to mothers, preparing special meals, or taking mother out to eat. As you can see, mother hugging her kids with a flower on her hand, and that's a warm, lovely moment between mother and children. Children helping their mothers with chores, families attending special church services. In churches, mothers are often appreciated with prayers, songs, and small gifts. Traditional foods, of course. Historically, families also prepare special foods such as a cake, a fruit cake with marzipan, traditional eating during Lent, sweet bones, sometimes called mothering bones. These treats symbolize celebration during the fasting season of Lent. And we have a mother, of course, on our screen pecking her baby. To be a mother is sweet. So if you have one, please appreciate your mother, celebrate your mother. Difference between Mothering Sunday and Mother's Day. So here we are. Mothering Sunday linked to the church calendar, fourth Sunday of Lent. Mother's Day celebrated in many countries on the second Sunday of May. Today, in places like the UK, and the two celebrations are often considered the same, just like I earlier stated that Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day, and Happy Mother's Sunday. In simple terms, Mothering Sunday started as a church tradition, but evolved into a day when people show love, appreciation, gratitude to their mothers. So if you have your mom, if your mom is still alive, if you're lucky that your mom is still alive, please use this opportunity to appreciate your mom, give her a gift, say thank you, and of course, tell her sorry, apologize for all you've done. Yes, let there be peace, let there be joy, let there be love. She is your mother. You don't have any apart from her. So for me, I say happy Mothering Sunday to all our Christian mothers. Please do find a place in your heart to always forgive us, your children. We know, yes, so we can be very stubborn. Sometimes we pretend as if we don't. But yes, we love you so, so much. Every mother is a gift. Of course, mothers are wonderful gifts. They are gifts that you can never replace. So if your mom is still alive, please hug her and say sorry, apologize, and tell her happy Mothering Sunday. So as we wrap up today's episode of the program, I want to appreciate everyone that sat close to their TV set or watching via YouTube for being part of the program. And I want to thank, on behalf of my team, I say thank you. Without you, there won't be this transmission. So let's go back to the public-friendly fare we talked about earlier. A public-friendly fare policy is a transport strategy where governments make public transport cheap, fair, and easy to use through subsidies, fare caps, discounts, and integrated ticketing system. But do you think government can achieve this? I leave this as an assignment to our viewers. And don't forget to say happy Mothering Sunday to your mother. We hope you're enjoying the conversations. Stories we shared inspired you and gave you something to think about. If you miss any part of this show, you can watch the full episode on Global TV NG. All right, so I'm leaving you with sports, exercise, burn some fat. Join us again next week for more insights, more voices, and more stories that matter to you. I am Sadia Yakubu saying, stay safe.